This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana, and talking about blessings. I finally got to get Mr. Rad Thrash from CCA. Rad, you still jumping? And he just told me, he said, I've been promising I'm here, but how many meetings you got just today?
I don't know. I'd have to look at my calendar. I had to put it over there so to quit buzzing.
We're going to let him go through a lot of events that CCA has been involved in. We definitely need to get an update on CCA Star Tournament, and they just had their awards banquet. So when we come back, this is a Rad Thrasher show. CCA, one of the best programs going in the whole United States to keep our legacy going. So stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Rad, and again, I'm going to thank you. Thank you for always being around when getting the word out and trying to help everybody. All the other programs that you help with, Ride the Bull, you know, the CCA, the tournaments that Danica and them put, you've always doing everything. Wish to Fish, I hope you know how much you appreciate Paradise, Louisiana, because y'all have been sponsoring Paradise and other shows around to get the word out. So I want to thank you. This right now, this open segment is all about CCA. And first, we just had a banquet. If you want to talk about the banquet or you want to talk about the tournament in general, it's all about CCA.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for having me. You know, it has been a busy year, obviously. You know, David, after 17 years, decided to leave, and I was named executive director over the summer. And we've been running ever since. We had a great Ride the Bull tournament, and like you said, with Star, we had one of the biggest years we've ever had. A little over 10,000 people fished it. Unfortunately, no tagged redfish winner. So I think we'll announce something pretty cool soon for next year.
That's the first time?
The second time in 31 years.
Okay,
second time. And so I've been dealing with the Super Chevy dealers. As you know, that's our signature grand prize. And I think we're going to do something pretty neat with it next year. But consolation, we did give away the Michelob Ultra Wrap boat. That's the second place for Redfish Prize. So we drew a winner. John Dean from Shreveport ended up winning that. And so congratulations, John. And then we gave away the other 11 boats and tackle packages and all the other stuff last Thursday night at Live Oak Arabians, or Live Oak at Cedar Lodge, the new name. And we had a great crowd. I mean, it was jam-packed. As we all know, the weather's getting right, and we timed it, and sure enough, we had a huge party, probably the largest CCA event in history.
I know the food was excellent, but that's the first one I missed myself, and it's just everybody done heard now, and I'm still having a few problems that I can't always get out. Now, I know you can't let the cat out of the bag, but what you talking about things in the future? You can't even give us a hint of some of the things you trying to go.
Well, we're going to do a lot. There's a lot of things that I want to implement that, frankly, I've seen for a long time and wanted to change. And so you'll see a much greater outreach campaign through CCA, not only talking about fisheries management, but also in the communities. And so you talked about all of our involvement with the other fishing tournaments and everything else going on, but we're also going to try to be more hands-on too, and not just do it from a distance. And so I think there's some great things to come. Obviously, we have a really big issue right in front of us with the menhaden industry. It seems like we're going to battle again. Unfortunately, we started working on this 4 or 5 years ago, made some progress, not great progress, but made some progress, cut a deal. And then now they're reneging on it, and so we're going back to the plate and see what we can do.
In Louisiana, it's gonna be like that. It's just like the Far East. You got people on both sides. Sometimes you think you're winning, or they starting to think what's best for the source, and you think, well, them people might have a good idea. Maybe we're wrong. You took the word out. I meant to ask you before you sat down. You want to get in?
Yes.
To the menhaden and stuff was going on because in the newsletter, and people that want on our side sort of going away. I'm talking about the governor's office and different things that at one time. Well, their opinions changed.
Well, right now, it came from the Wildlife and Fisheries Commission chairman. And right now, that's the only person we can point the finger at. But I will tell you and tell all your viewers, November 6th is the next Wildlife and Fisheries Commission meeting. They are going to present an NOI to roll back the menhaden regulations that we got just a year ago. And
tell them what it is, intent. Tell them what
the notice of intent basically will.
Notice of intent.
We haven't seen the final product, but the menhaden industry asked to roll back some of the restrictions that were implemented last year. So we basically have a half-mile buffer around the state that they can't fish. There are some exceptions where Grand Isle has 3 miles. I think Elmer's has a mile, and so on. But they want to reduce that half mile to a quarter. Frankly, it's only been in place a year. We had a bycatch study that showed that the more bycatch goes up as they get closer to shore. So, frankly, the bycatch study saved them, and now they're trying to still change the regs. And so it is time for people to speak up. It is time to send in comments to Wildlife Fisheries Commission, but also show up on November 6th. There is nothing that changes people's minds more than people that take time out of their day and show up at one of those meetings.
I look at everything. We've been fighting coastal erosion. We got organizations I belong to, and I got captains I fish with. Sometime when it comes to that, talking about the divergence and everything, some people are going away just in certain ways.
But
the bottom line is, the people I talk, scientists I talk to, something's got to be done. If the people would part of diversions or dredging, and work something out. But we don't. Just like what's going on. Why can't we sometime use science as a guide, okay? And some history and livelihoods. Why can't we do that, Brad? Why can't CCA be a mediator?
Because they're
No, I'm serious. Let's say talking. It must be a dream. The men hating industry. What was they with big sponsors? Would you lose credibility if people say, "Oh yes, they're giving CCA money"? Well, they're doing it just the opposite now. They say y'all fighting now because y'all use that to raise money, and you know that goes on. You've been in this thing how many years?
22.
You know, you've been praised, and I know you've been praised many times for what you did with this tournament. But you got critics. I got critics.
We all do, and look, it's easy to sit back and get on social media and take shots at anybody that's visible. But look, at the end of the day, we're doing what we feel is best for the ecosystem. We have a great board that is incredibly engaged, looks at what's happening, and for example, the menhaden industry. I mean, they're killing 150 million pounds of bycatch, trout, redfish, tarpon, you name it. They just don't care. The only thing they care is about their bottom line, and that's what this is all about. There is no science that says this should be happening. Almost every state across the country is restricting it. And so, yeah, there's fights like that. When it comes to diversions and everything else, we are definitely involved in some of that system. In fact, I talked to one of the guys at CPRA last week, and we're trying to help set up a meeting with a handful of captains from Venice, because there's a project coming down the pipe about dredging South Pass and Southeast Pass, and they need to know which places they can cut off and which places they can fill in, and CPRA wants to know, and so we help facilitate that. But as far as a mediator, that's a whole different level of fight, and so we try to make sure CPRA and the right agencies have the right information, and after that, we've got to you got to trust somebody.
We've been on there. I say we've been on there 25, 26 years. We done did 1,200 shows.
Holy cow!
Now, it ain't but 30 minutes now, but I've offered anybody on either side, whether it's Ducks Unlimited, shortstopping ducks, what's going on with the oyster industry, what the people, I've had oyster fishermen, families. What gets me right now about the boats, they offered me to go on. Somebody said, then I said, okay, I want to go on one on oyster. Somebody that knows it, and he said, it's dangerous. I don't think they'd do it, their insurance. Well, whatever. I never did. Okay, I took somebody's advice, but they didn't really come through and say, okay, it's set up. But coastal erosion had different ideas, had some of the captains. That's what gets to me now, the captains, Grand Isle, the marinas, about what's going on with their people, about people that like Elmer's Island, taking pictures, seeing these fish dead. It's not overall like fish kills, they're just down. But you look all of them down, they're breeding, redfish, all kind of fish, speckled trout. They taking pictures. Mm-hmm. They can on the beach when the tide goes out. And these people have no reason, because a lot of their families in the fishing business, shrimping business, they want what's best for everybody. So I'm gonna get off that subject. You keep doing what you did, and you still keep taking care of Fat Ice Louisiana and the rest of us.
Will do.
And I want you to know. Let's go back to the banquet. I know you had a lot of kids there. You had some pictures. Chris is gonna show us. I don't know if he's going to put it to music or what.
Yeah, I mean, look, we had almost 1,500 people there, a ton of kids, a lot of happy winners. So there was some great pictures. Our buddy John Balance took all the photos for us. And so we will arm you with lots and lots
I think
of
that's the
things.
first time Chris went there. He got about 4 jobs, poor baby. But
he does.
He's one of the best, and I thank him all the time. If I can ever help, you've always been there. If you need anything, you want that. I used to let me ride in the boat when you tag. I really miss riding the boat. That's a national event. It just so can be.
It's such a cool thing. I mean, it's something totally different that nobody, is used to seeing or experiencing, and I'm glad the tradition goes on. We had probably high 300s, maybe 400 people fish it this year. Not a ton of fish caught. Unfortunately, we didn't time it right, but everybody made it back to shore safely and had a really good time.
Well, there's so many things going on, and I'm going to mention one. They have fishing with your friends. The friends in over there, the Live Oak Bass Club, I'll talk about that later in the fish report. They had 2 for physically challenged children, adults, Hunters for the Hungry. We got all kind of stuff to come up. Had a lot of tournaments last week that benefit, people that help them getting outdoors. The number one is you help a lot with is Wish to Fish. I missed that this year, but I'm going to tell you what, Danica and them, they still out there plugging. Thank you for what CCA did. Go run to your meetings, and like I said, say a prayer for me.
I will. Hope you feel better.
And I'm going to tell you, keep doing what y'all doing, okay? And just remember this whole industry, the fishing legacy, outdoor legacy, it needs to be protected, okay?
That's why we're here.
For the people living. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. If y'all ever got any questions, you ain't got to call in person, but join CCA.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Before I get in the fishing report, there are a couple of things. I want to see my new partner, John Zena. Oh, you can't see him. John Zena, that's right, you can't see him. That's what they were telling me. I just want to hint, y'all not looking, we got an empty chair right there. I want to remind some young outdoorsmen that doing their own videos or whatever, if you want to try it, you want to come here, I might be looking for a partner. You see I'm getting all crippled up, and then I'm not planning on leaving yet, but like you said, some of my partners are older than I am. I appreciate them coming, but a young man want to get started, likes his business, think he can handle it, and a job too, because you ain't going to make a lot of money. Yeah, just give me a call. Now, before I get in the fishing report, that fishing report that came from David Thacker with his lakes out there in Watson, just the idea of what he does. He's also, he's a, I guess you can call the captain and everything for the fishing and live oak high school and bass fishing team that fish it all there. And that's the kids were out there working and doing it. I want to give him an extra shout out. Thank you. You can see some pictures he got. I hope while I'm talking we just take time and Chris just run those pictures every time you can without nobody talking, just so the kids can see themselves on Paradise, Louisiana. And I'm not calling them that. Some of them are physically challenged, some of them are not. Some of them that just want to get in the outdoors. And all those people that have taken those high school and junior kids fishing, God bless you, keep it up. And that's doing it. Bryce Knight, one of my great buddies, them guides, I tell you that. So to start off the fishing report, he sent me pictures, a lot of pictures, but he also gave me an end. It's just a tremendous fishing report. He's all excited about him. And they fishing every day, him and all the captains over there. But don't forget, night on the lake, and that's Bryce Knight. So let me tell you what, reported dogville crappie are moving up shallows. He said there was a crappie Masters tournament the past weekend. The biggest crappie was over 3 pounds. He said lots of fish are being caught anywhere from 16 to 2 foot deep. Lots of crappie around the trees. Now, that's off the lake. Now, you know they use the scope down there. The night on the lake, the last 9 days, 9 trips, average about 50 per trip. That's him. Now, night on the lake, Doggone Lake report, crappie were easily turning on jigs and shiners being used. Fish are migrating, he said, in the channel edge with the cooler water temperature. Bass tournaments have slowed down as far as the number, but bass are being caught on shad imitations. So I miss you, Bryce. And you know, Jason and them go over there. I just wish, I can't get to where I'll be getting invited, but I'll be there. It won't be long. So that's it on that. Now, another fishing report is a constant. It's Slidell. All my captains that away, Mike Bradley, all the captains out there. Some of them are sending me pictures. Go to Facebook. You just will not believe. I saw Charlie Thompson the other day on Kevin Ford's show, and this is a guy, when you see him on the show, they teach you, just like Chaz. Now, I didn't use Chad this, but every week, you go to Dockside TV, and you look at Chaz, and he's going to show you where, how, when, on what bait. and it's sending you a good deal on his bait. So, you know, if you follow these networks, Joe Macalusa, still his fishing report whenever he do it. All the magazines, Louisiana Sports Magazine. I've been getting it for, I'm picking on me, but it must be 100 years. But since I remember, I always got a Louisiana Sportsman magazine. Marsh and Bayou. Using that network is nothing wrong. I got a picture of fishing report from my buddies that are fishing down in Delacroix. Captain Tom Moran and Coach Garcia. They go out there and you'll see their report. They make a log. They fish 2 days, tell you what it was, what the water condition, whatever. I have to get him here. Get both of them here. I need to take them both when the fish are not biting. I need to take them in my camp and let them stay and let them fish what they want. They both retired. Only thing, Coach, he'll take off. He'll go to Europe. I'm waiting for him to go to Russia, Afghanistan, somewhere, but he's always go. He is nonstop. He still works out. He just is tremendous. Him and Tom LeBlanc, they're some of my favorite people. But they always catch fish. And you look on their report, they're fishing the alien or black and chartreuse. That's the cockahoe minnows, the old-fashioned. That's what they fish 90% of the time. So I don't even know if they ever fish live shrimp, but they're doing it. The report right now, Slidell, live shrimp, matrix shad, fishing the bridges, fishing the drop-offs, fishing in the marsh. You just look, go on the website and see it. Venice, hot as a pistol. Unbelievable. I know they catch some offshore. They're not sent them. Grand Isle, talk to Buggy and them. All the rodeos they were doing there, people are catching. They were catching snapper. Now, you better check the wildlife and fisheries. Some of these things we're cutting down and seeing it. Go to the wildlife and fisheries website, see what's going on right now, because I just can't keep reporting them all they're doing it. Freshwater, spillway still low, people still catching fish. Lake Verret. Now, another thing that I didn't want to pass up, Bryce Knight was telling me catfish run on. Lake Dorbon, they catching catfish, okay? There's numerous people catching catfish all up and down the lake. Didn't tell me the special bait. Foss River, still catching fish. Lake St. John, Lake Bruin, still catching fish. Now, anybody else, Toledo Bend, forget about it. If you don't go to Toledo Bend, you see what the kids caught. There's big fish caught. And when we get now, it might slow down a little bit, but you know that early spawn, or you get Toledo Bend in February, you beat the cold fronts, you know telling they're going to be using big old crankbait or be fishing deep holes. They're going to be catching those over 10-pound bass. So Toledo Bend got a lot going on during Christmas time. And so just get out and outdoors. Keep praying. We got another storm in the Gulf. I see. I don't know where it's going. It's in the Atlantic. They showed all kind of things. So just keep praying. Say a prayer for me. Always tune in. If you can't get Paradise, Louisiana, go to YouTube. You know, we still on Pelican. We still on Cablevision around the state and different places. Just look at your thing and see where they are on your lineup. One more time, say a prayer for me. God bless Louisiana, keep the storms away. Say a prayer for Alan. He's still fighting with his back. Thank you again, Morty. God bless Louisiana. We'll see y'all next week.
This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.